So, Damien, a fair bit of relief about that game?
Listen, it's always good to win. You know, we obviously haven't had one for a while, but probably thought we played below our expectation. Really, we, St Kilda, to their credit, the second and third quarters, I thought they actually controlled the game, and we just couldn't slow the game down. You know, their ball movement was as good as I've seen them this year, and you know, they're in some reasonable form last week, so you've got to give them some credit. They're playing some good footy
at the moment. You obviously put the heat on some of the senior guys. They responded really well in that first quarter, and
yeah, they did. You know, Trent, I thought, was outstanding at the start, and you know, Jack led from the front also, and Brett. We just got to maintain that consistency. I think, you know, the good sides, you know, they're better players perform week in, week out. We've probably been lacking that consistency from those guys. It was good to see them shine today, and we'll look forward to that form hopefully continuing next week.
Costigan played almost like he took the criticism last week as an insult. Is that the way you might have seen?
Yeah, I thought it was a poor criticism. He made his game, he led. So it was a bizarre comment from mine, so I'm not sure who the criticism. I got asked that question about 3 times, but you know, don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. But anyway,
you must have been pleased with the fact that they were prepared to run and take the game on, and really just take it on. Yeah,
I was, and they did do it well. We probably overused the ball by hands. There's a couple of times we were out where, you know, we just kept giving that last handball where there was no real pressure on. We could have actually kicked the ball inside 50, and I can understand Jack's frustration a couple of times when he was one out. We just wouldn't get the ball inside 50, and you know, it's something we can work on this week to make sure we negate that, because it just allowed, you know, probably a few errors through the middle of the ground, one extra disposal, allows them to defender to drop back, and we've just got to work on that this week.
You're talking about what sort of gear you're in at the moment as a footy club. Where do you reckon you're at the moment, given today's performance?
What sort of speed car is it? How many gears have we got? Look, we got the 4 points today. We competed really hard. We lacked a lot of polish from where we've been, and we've just got to continue to work on that. You know, we're getting our hands on the ball enough. We're just probably making some uncharacteristic mistakes that we've just got to get out of our game.
Can you explain those mistakes? Is it sort of something that's difficult to explain? It's obviously something you work on heavily during the week.
Yeah, it probably is, and there's just mistakes that we give blatant turnovers. And you know, Alex, I thought, you know, had an outstanding game today versus Nick Rewalt. You know, won that contest, and you know, he's a better player than that last kick he has across the arc there. But you know, granted, funnily enough, you don't normally watch opposition. I was watching Nick Rewalt. The work rate he puts in, he just puts his blokes into the ground. You know, like Alex is an outstanding athlete as well, but you know, the decision-making probably under duress when you're tired comes a little bit underdone. So it was a good contest again.
How do you get those Alex Rance moments out of his game?
You've got to take the good with the bad. I don't think I'm going to put a huge rap on the bloke. I don't think there's a better one-on-one player in the comp at the moment than Alex. I think he wins the majority of his contests. The other stuff we'll probably take every now and then, but look, I think he's a great talent.
Brandon Ellis's last couple of weeks have been outstanding. Is that the level that he should be at all the time?
Yeah, I think he's had a pretty consistent year. I think probably in saying that probably his first 3 to 4 weeks weren't to the level that we'd like, but you know, I think he's a guy that has got an enormous work rate, and he's started to find that he can actually run plays into the ground. You know, his tank is enormous. He's found what works for him. You know, his GPS, I'm not sure, there's no data today obviously at Etihad, but it's really one of his weapons that he can actually use that. So, you know, he's watched a lot of tape of some players that work in a similar manner, so he's starting to get into his footy, which is great.
2/3 of the way into the season now, what's the sort of expectation coming home?
Yeah, we've still just got to, you know, endeavour to win as many games we have. We've been incredibly disappointing this year, and, you know, the players, we share the fans' frustration, so we've just got to earn some respect back of, you know, our fans, the AFL, and win some games, because we should be a lot better place than where we are at the moment. But unfortunately, you know, that's all our own doing. We've just got to continue to improve, continue to work hard as coaches, as players, and make sure we finish the season off right.
Do you see signs of what you did today that you're improving and you can perhaps knock off some top sides later in the season?
Yeah, I think so. You only got to look at our performance, you know, against Sydney last week, Fremantle a couple of weeks prior. We can compete really well. What we've got to iron out is that inconsistency of performance. You know, we have lapses in games which, you know, probably stem back from 3 years ago when we had those periods. But we've just got to make sure we don't give, you know, runs of goals, which has been disappointing over the last couple of weeks.
Any injury concerns today?
No, I think we're okay today. Yeah, I think we got out, which is good. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.